This guy, Joe, he started with nothing. Over 13 days, he made $1,200 without knowing anything. He started buying more. He did $17,300 in sales this month. Start small, make some mistakes, figure it out. Mike doesn't buy anything. Mike gets everything for free and does this on the side. He's going to make $500-600 on this within 24 hours. He's made about 40 grand this year so far. It doesn't take much to make money.
$2.99 for a rug.
Yeah, for 67 units. You bought $11,000 worth of rugs for $200. She bought 2 pallets of books for $1. She sold them for $5,000 on eBay. Pouring products can make you rich because they get ignored by everybody.
All right, you guys know Shannon Jean by now. He's my good friend. He's been on the podcast a million times because you guys love him. Today, he walked through exactly how to go from flipping free $0 couches on Facebook Marketplace to buying welding trucks, helicopters, etc. So in other words, how to start with $0 and end with $100,000. And he shares a screen and walks us through actual auctions. And the prices on these things are just mind-boggling. Please enjoy and share with a friend.
I'm thrilled to be back. I love talking about this stuff. I want to go shopping like we always do. We can talk about some auctions and reselling and opportunities, but I want to have today we're going to talk about a path, like from zero, investment to scaling and then buying things and then turning it. So it's like in the beginning, I'm going to share a seller with you that, invest nothing. It's made like $40,000 this year. And then at the end, we'll talk about a seller that is, doing like $17,000 a month, buying and selling things out of his garage. So all that. But
Perfect.
I want to talk about why you have to research first and buy second. And I know it's not as sexy as buying, which I love to do too, and I can't stop, but I want to talk about it. There's just 4 pieces of this research thing I want to go over before we start. So, because the worst thing I get is people like, I listened to you, then I went and bought all this stuff. Now what do I do? Because then I have to dig them out.
Yeah, well, let me interrupt you for a second. Some of that might be my fault, right? One of my catchphrases is like, the building of the thing is the research,
yes.
Right? The building of the product is the research. But let me asterisk that. When we're talking about sending $2,800 to Washington State
yes.
for a bunch of broken treadmills, that's kind of a different story,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. We don't want to gamble. We want to take calculated risks.
Right.
This is not rolling the dice. Now, as you do it, you'll get more comfortable and you won't have to do as much research because you'll know, I know those treadmills are worth X or whatever. So
yeah.
The thing is trying to find what sells in your market. That's the first one. Are you selling on eBay, Whatnot, Poshmark, or are you selling on Facebook Marketplace? You need to know what sells there in that research. That's number one. Just start looking around. Who's the top sellers in categories maybe that you're interested in? Then you have to study. I always say don't watch Netflix, watch auctions, but watch what other people are doing. And today I'm going to show you how to go search somebody's Facebook Marketplace just to get some feedback on, see what they're selling. eBay, Poshmark, use incognito mode in your browser and log into Facebook so you can just kind of see what they filter to the top for you and what your competitors are, best practices, what people are doing. And then I always ask people, what's your unfair advantage? And what I mean by that is like, what differentiates you? Do you have extra space? Do you have a warehouse, a barn? That's a huge unfair advantage to somebody that's just selling in their garage or a storage space. Maybe you have a couple of big teenage kids that can help you move scratch and dent appliances around. That's another one that's massive.
Yeah.
Or do you know something like, I'm not a huge mechanical guy, so maybe you know all about fixing small mechanical things like snow blowers or pressure washers. That's great.
My takeaway from what you're saying right now is everyone has an unfair advantage.
Yes.
They're underselling themselves or they're not being creative enough. Like if you use ChatGPT's like video feature, you have an unfair advantage. I use it to fix my lawnmower.
Oh, I did it. I just used it to fix a washer up at one of our vacation rentals this last weekend. Yeah. It's amazing.
And I'm like the least mechanically inclined person ever. That could be an unfair advantage. I got a teenage boy. You're telling me that's an unfair advantage? Awesome.
That is an unfair advantage. What your network is. So think of it as your competitive edge, right? What do you have? And it's to your point, you have to stop and think about it because it's not, everybody has something that they can leverage. We're looking for leverage here, right? To exponentially help you succeed. And then you match those products to what your advantages are. If you're a single person with a tiny little garage, don't sell appliances, right? They're too heavy and you can't get them around. But if you know everything about luxury products and fashion, you should be buying from like the Japanese auction houses and selling that product. So it just depends. That kind of gives you a guide. Okay. So this is where I start, and you got to just take a little bit of time so you don't wind up having problems. But the other option is, we're going to talk about Mike McCabe real quick. And you know this guy. You follow him on X, I think. Mike doesn't buy anything. Mike gets everything for free. Mike takes couches. Mike is a weatherman and does this on the side. See a picture of him in this suit right here? He's at work, and he went and picked up a couch on his break. He's going to make $500-600 on this within 24 hours.
Dude, Shannon, I'm interviewing a guy from Instagram, and he's a full-time couch flipper in Canada. So come back about a week from now, and I'll have a whole episode dedicated to couch flipping.
This is such a great way to start because Mike just picks his stuff up for free or nominal, $50, sometimes for people put a couch. And then he takes time-lapse video of him cleaning it and getting it all prepped. He's learned how to do upholstery. His unfair advantage is he's willing to put himself out there. He bought an upholstery repair kit off Amazon. He sews up when there's tears and rips. He doesn't let any of that stuff stop him. And he flips stuff every single day. And I know he's made about $40,000 this year so far.
And he's a weather anchor?
Yes. So,
That's great.
And
so
his
random.
main thing, I always ask people too, what their noble cause is. Like, we all want to make money, but what's higher level than that? Oh, I want to, my spouse not to work, or I want to send my kids to private school or whatever. Something you can, that you keep in your mind. Mike's he was just kind of bored. He's like, I'm in my mid-50s. I've never done anything like this before. And it's reinvigorated his life. Whenever I talk to him, he's just like, I'm so excited. This is the greatest thing ever. You got to find a higher cause. It's like, sure, we're just selling couches. And if you tell that to some, I don't know, professional guy, they'd be like, well, that's stupid, but you're just, it changes your life. If you think about it the right way and you so now he's starting to do other things. He's starting to do carpet and he's starting to do some other deals. So this is going to lead to something greater than him. So I love this concept here. Another one that's basically free this is Mindy. She bought 2 pallets of books from Gov Deals for $1. And over 3 months, she sold them for $5,000 on eBay.
What?
This is what happens. And this is...
Believe it or not, 67% of the people that watch my YouTube videos don't subscribe to me. And over 90% think that they're subscribed to me. So do me a quick favor and check that you're subscribed to me. If you're not, please do. It would mean a lot.
This is Mindy's eBay account.
Okay.
And you can go find it. And look at, this book, $45. So all these books she happened to buy this is a great category too. Homeschooling and education. $68 for this reading thing. $52.
I'm guessing that books are not a sexy category on Gov Deals. So
no
one else wanted
That's what makes them great. Boring products can make you rich because they get ignored by everybody.
I just feel like the average Gov Deals buyer is like sophisticated. They're savvy. They know what sells. And even I'm an optimist. If I see a pallet of books for $1, I'm thinking, oh, there's no opportunity here because my competitive bidders know there's no opportunity here. Yeah,
that's right.
But that's not true.
No. And she manages and she's still got a ton of product to sell. So these are just easy. Take a picture, list it, go. There's nothing that's going to break, nothing wrong. It is what it is. You use that inexpensive media mail to ship them out to people. But this is how you research. You find it. Okay, gee, there's some books. What do I recognize on the pallet? I'm going to go look on eBay. This is all her sold listings. This is not stuff that's just for sale. These are her sold listings.
Yeah.
And now she's out on the prowl for more books. That's how you figure it out. You start. She spent $1 and she went and picked this stuff up. It's just, I love it.
It was near her, so she just no shipping.
Yeah, okay. No shipping. She drove a pickup truck.
Okay.
And went and picked it up. So there's 2 examples that you can start with basically zero, right? It's only your time and action and the stuff you can get into for nothing. And so we're going to walk you through this. We're going to keep going and we're going to spend a little bit more money, but we're going to stay on Gov Deals because I love Gov Deals. And like you said, and this is a category I know nothing about, which is like restaurant equipment, commercial food. But I happen to know somebody in this business, and I know these Hobart mixers sell for $4,000 to $5,000, like every time, because they always break, and people need to buy them, and they cost more money to repair, and they sell on Gov Deals for about $500, over maybe $1,000, over and over and over. So if you had those connections, and I'm not saying you should go buy this mixer, but if you have connections in the restaurant business industry, this is the kind of niche categories that perform really well because everyone else ignores them. There are no bids on this yet. This is just sitting here. $500 is our opening bid. This one has 8 days, so you got plenty of time. You don't even need a resale permit to be up here. You could just pay the tax if you want.
What are the chances of stuff like this having no reserve?
This has no reserve.
Oh, it shows you.
Yeah, it would say reserve not met.
Wow. Okay.
There's no reserve on a lot of this stuff.
Give or take, roughly what percentage of stuff on GovDeals has a reserve versus no reserve?
I want to say maybe less than 20% has reserves.
Wow. Oh, so people go to GovDeals when they like their BATNA, their best alternative to a negotiated agreement, aka Plan B,
Fancy
is like
acronyms.
I have to. That's what I learned from TCU. That's what $100,000 got me.
Yeah.
But like their Plan B is they are going to have to pay someone to come get this, like a junk removal company. So why would they put a reserve?
And this is a public school district. So what you'll find is the school district. So you can see their other stuff. Like if you want to see the other things that they're selling, here's some more mixers, right? Here's all kinds of stuff like, not very much stuff. They just need to get rid of this stuff. They probably have some rule or law that says, hey, you have to put it up for auction. You can't just sell it to your buddy and that kind of thing. So GovDeals is just an amazing place to start and to just research, because there's hundreds of categories and thousands of items that you can find right around where you are. It's incredible.
You told me everything I needed to know about the sophistication of the seller when you said it's a school district. Right?
That's right. And there's cool stuff up here too. Look at this thing. This is a motorcycle simulator. I have no idea. But the great part is they've took lousy pictures. You can't even really tell. It's a
picture of a picture.
It's a picture of a picture. I can see some handlebars. I don't know what it does, but it's only $160, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's sitting in Maysville, North Carolina. That's the town or whatever. Motorcycle simulator works. Well, police department used it for training and events. That sounds awesome to me. I would love to have that to have at an event or put it at something. Maybe I could put it to my Airbnb and let people simulate how it
sell
works.
it to someone with an Airbnb.
Yeah.
I would screenshot that bad boy, throw it to ChatGPT and say, what is this and what's it worth?
Yeah, exactly.
I
can imagine it's thousands or tens of thousands of dollars.
Has to be.
It's got to be. Yeah.
Should we do that right now?
Yeah, let's do it.
I want to. How about this? I'm going to screenshot it. I'm going to screenshot a picture of a picture of a picture, and I'm going to ask ChatGPT.
Yeah, let's do it.
What is this motorcycle simulator, and what's it worth, new and used? All right. So this is a screenshot of a picture of a picture.
Yes.
Through our recording software.
It's perfect. I'm super curious because this is the stuff you want to buy because they have lousy photos. They don't have a lot of information. But the great thing about GovDeals is you can contact these people. You can ask a question. Now, I don't like to ask questions publicly on this because you're giving up data to other people. But there's a phone number. Call Shamata Brown right here. She wants to talk to you, dude. She will tell you everything you need to know about this thing. Hey, can you give me the brand name of this? Can you do whatever? What did ChatGPT say?
It said it appears to be a coin-operated arcade, and I said no. It was used for police training.
Yep.
And it said, hold on, it's getting there.
That's the thing is like you have to just dig. You start pulling the string a little bit, dig a little deeper, find out these things because it could be worth a ton. It's certainly worth buying for $160 if you live near Maysville, North Carolina.
Yeah.
You should go buy this. You don't need to do any research.
Everyone listening or watching lives near somewhere.
Yes.
Right?
So if you have somebody, and it's 2 days, I think that's November 7th. So this may not come out by then, but
it might be out tomorrow. I think this might be out tomorrow, actually.
Well, that's amazing. So then there'll still be a day to do it. And, just go to GovDeals and search for motorcycle simulator. You can find it. I think it's great. Did GPT get close?
Yep. It said,
sweet.
It's a police motorcycle training simulator. The kind agencies use to teach pursuit, evasive maneuvers, scanning, etc. Common makers, a Simulmach or Lander. It says, okay, here we go. Prices are quote only, but ballpark spans several thousand to well into the tens of thousands.
That's
Basic
awesome. Training
bike sims are listed for $4,000 to $7,000. Broader motorcycle sim ranges show up at over $100,000.
So you got a good range in there. So you're safe spending.
Yes.
You'd have to bid $170. That's the next bid. But
it says if it's complete and working, $5,000 to $15,000 is a realistic surplus value. So
it's genius. How can you not love this deal? Right? I love it.
Amazing.
I think it's great. And I just spent, I prepped for our call here. I just spent a little time ago. I know I'll go find some stuff up there. And I always look at the different categories and poke around. So here's another one I really like. These are parking pay stations, not a parking meter. They're connected with an app called Flowbird. And I reached out to them this morning and they, oh yeah, you can connect these back up. This is sold by the state of Arkansas. These are in Fayetteville. They got a ton of them. This is just one auction. This is 27 of them.
Closed down a parking lot or something or swapped out their hardware.
Yep. And you can put these anywhere. They take, right now, they pulled the SIM cards and stuff, so there's no credit card payment, but they're still set up to take coins. But you don't want to do that. You want to contact Flowbird, which is still around. You can download their app, and you want to get connected and do it. But they're $100 right now.
No reserve.
No reserve. They're going to close in 1 day and 9 hours. And there's a few different auctions of these. So these are going to sell for nothing. More than likely, they'll sell for $100. And so you could be into these for nothing. Go pick them up, put them in wherever you want, and turn it into a business. And whether you have a parking lot, whether you have somebody else that wants to do it. Nobody likes paying for parking, but everybody pays for parking.
Dude, I mean, you could even like find an empty lot in a city that's for sale or it's just sitting and say, hey, can we do a month-to-month lease? I want to use your lot as a parking lot month to month. If it goes well, I might want to buy it. I might want to sign a 3-year lease. If it doesn't go well, your lot will look the exact same and you'll make some revenue. And then you could take these $100 things, post them up on a cement pad, and you're in business.
I love it. This stuff. I mean, you could spend hours up here. Like I said, I always say, don't watch Netflix, watch auctions. This is what I mean. You should be looking at this stuff because there's tons of opportunity. I'm going to jump into selling scalable stuff where you could buy it over and over. But these unique things are great money makers. And it's a great way to start because often I get, well, I don't have any money. Okay, well, let's go get some couches off Facebook. Let's buy some books. Let's get in here. Let's buy this and scale yourself up. This is another one I really like too. This is 34 hotel rooms full of furniture that they're selling.
Wow.
It's near you.
Okay.
It's in Fort Worth. And it's $1,500. And every room
34 rooms full of furniture.
And every room has a television. Every room has this chair. I thought the couches looked up
$2,000 buy it now price?
Buy it now for $2,000.
Okay, how many pieces are we talking?
Well, if you count them up, you're like, okay, there's a chair in every room. Oh, I think it's right here. This is the list. There's a sofa, accent chair, coffee table, TV stand with the 32-inch TV, 2 nightstands, a queen headboard, no mattress or frame, a dresser, a mirror, and a table.
Okay, hold on. Okay, so sofa, accent chair, coffee table, TV stand, TV, 2 nightstand, headboard, dresser, mirror, small table, single chair. So 12 times 34?
Yes.
34 rooms, right?
34 rooms.
Okay, so we're talking 408 items and for a $2,000 buy it now price.
Correct.
So $5 per item.
They just are trying to get somebody to come pick it up.
Yeah.
That's really what...
Or they're going to have to pay a junk removal company.
Correct. They're going to pay. So you could go buy and pick this up now, tomorrow, because it's
I
now.
could. It's an hour away from me.
There you go. I can see the stuff out in your field.
I mean, but I don't think rain's on the forecast for the next week or two.
This is great stuff to sell. I mean, can you sell a 34-inch TV for $50? I don't know anymore. Maybe, I don't know what you do with them. Maybe you put 4 of them together and sell it like a red zone football sports thing where they could watch them all at once.
Here's what you do. I'm assuming all of these things are the same, right?
Yeah.
Like it's all the same dresser.
Yeah, they buy them all at the same time. Yeah.
So all you need is 12 Facebook Marketplace listings, right?
Yeah.
And you put the price stupidly low on all of them, and you put the address in the listing, and you say, I'm going to edit this listing as things sell out. But if you're seeing it here, it's in stock right now. If you message me, is this still available? I will not respond to you.
Yeah.
I won't.
I love that.
Because I can't.
Yes.
Right?
You're just
so come to the address. If it's up, it's in stock. Come pick it up. Here's my Venmo. And then you just have people come to you because people are rightfully hesitant to want to go lug a dresser around the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex for $15. You don't have to do that. Go pick all of them up at once, drop them off at once, put up some listings, take some pictures and videos, and just collect the cash.
I agree.
And say, I won't negotiate.
Yeah,
this is the price. This is the Venmo.
It's great. You could sell the whole room. I'll sell the whole room for $200. You know what I mean? Or something like that. But this is like a 10X, maybe not 10X, 8X, something like that. I mean, there's these deals. So it doesn't take a lot of money and there's a lot of upside. It all depends how much effort you're willing to put in. If you really want to change your life and you really want to make that extra cash, this is not a side hustle. This is like an evergreen revenue stream, right? This is stuff that has a big impact on your life and your kids and, all this kind of stuff that you want to build an ADU for your mother-in-law, all that stuff.
These are $5 per unit, right?
Yep.
I think 8X is very conservative. If you sold each one for $40, that's 8X. So $16,000, $2,000 of that is your cost. You got to put your back into it.
Yeah.
Maybe you got to go rent a U-Haul for, 75 cents a mile.
Yeah. And you could go make multiple runs, put these somewhere. Like I said, maybe your unfair advantage is you have a barn or a warehouse or a self-storage place, and it's money, man.
But if you could sell these in 2 weeks, which I think is realistic, if you price it aggressively, you only have to boost one listing. That's the thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I did this once, Shannon. We moved warehouses for my logistics business. I posted one Facebook Marketplace listing and I listed out every single thing we were selling: racks, chairs, whiteboards, TVs, everything. I'm not exaggerating. I got like over 10,000 clicks on that thing.
Wow.
Because it was stuffed with keywords.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It was just stuffed.
Because people searching.
That's what I did.
Yep. Yeah,
I said, we're going to be there from 9 to 5. Here's our Venmo. Here's the price. If you see it listed, it's here. If you ask me if it's available, I'm never going to respond to any of these. Just come pick it up between these hours. Right. And then it just became like a flea market.
It's perfect.
And so if someone were to do that, even if they just post it up in their car at a storage facility, 2 weeks time, they've made $14,000 profit.
And you've gathered a bunch of data from people. You get their emails. Yeah. You get them on Facebook. Say, hey, I'm starting this liquidation business.
Their emails.
Yes, I'm going to have more stuff. I want to keep in touch with you. You have them sign up when they come in. You have an iPad or something like that. It's a repeatable process.
Here is a quick, tried and true business idea for you. There is an all-in-one platform that handles CRM, email marketing, funnels, booking, all of it. Everything a business needs to run and grow. It's called High Level, but you can completely white label your own tools with it, which means you can rebrand the entire thing as your own software and sell it to local businesses. It's got a built-in prospecting tool that pulls local businesses, shows exactly where they're screwing up, and then you can pitch them the fix. Find the problem and solve the problem on the same platform. It's stupid easy to set up. It has drag and drop builders, pre-built templates for everything, so you're not just starting from scratch. Then you can charge monthly. They get their problem solved while you build recurring revenue. So go to gohighlevel.com/TKOpod for your first 30 days free. And this could legitimately be your next business. If you think someone drives 45 minutes to pick up a TV or a dresser and you say, all right, what's your email? What's your phone?
Yeah.
Like they're not going to give it to you?
They'll give it to you.
Then you'll have a database of everyone, of people that are bargain hunters.
I agree.
I'm so fired up right now.
I know, dude. This is exciting stuff. There's no reason not to do it.
Real quick, please subscribe to my channel. I know it's kind of lame to ask, but it means a lot. Thanks.
I wanted to point this one out. This is my friend Jim Rowe. He's in our mastermind. He's a great guy. You'll see him on X. He bought this truck off GovDeals for the price of if you're not watching this, there's a welder that's at the top on the side of this truck. So he figured out what the resale price of that welder was, and that's what he bid. So he bought that truck and they flipped it within 48 hours. He made $4,000. So when you're looking at like utility trucks are big, it has that crane on the side. These are very expensive accessories. Like if you had to buy that crane, it's probably $4,000 or $5,000 to get it on your truck and all this kind of stuff.
He could have made more if he like broke it all up.
Correct.
But he just wanted to flip it.
He's like, no, I'm flipping it. He drove it home. It was up near him. He posted about it, laughing around. I'm going to try this. We're going to get this thing going. We're just surrounded by opportunities. So we started with nothing, easy things to flip. Now we're getting a little more sophisticated. Oh, I'm going to buy a truck. Oh, I'm going to buy a mixer. Oh, maybe I'll buy a hotel room's worth of stuff. All very accessible, especially as you learn up, as you get going.
Can I give you an analogy real quick? I just thought of with AI exploding, right? It's not going to slow down anytime soon. Like, let's relate this to the stock market, right? What happens when AI explodes? NVIDIA is now a $5 trillion company.
Insane.
Tesla's $1.3 trillion. Meta, all these AI companies. OpenAI took 3 years to reach a $500 billion valuation, yada, yada, yada. And I'm not even saying they're overvalued. It just is what it is, right? AI is transformative. Then you got stocks like Chipotle, McDonald's, Nike, Lululemon. Like these are boring. These are old stocks. Like no one cares about them anymore. And, investors only have so much capital. They only have so much money to put into companies. So now they're like, Chipotle's pretty boring. And Chipotle's like, we opened 400 stores last year, but whatever.
Exactly.
I'm putting this money into NVIDIA, right? And so the analogy here is like, all of these new AI things are awesome. And like people should chase AI. I'm chasing
Yeah.
AI. You're probably using AI in your business.
Yep.
But that just means the amount of eyeballs looking at like a Ford F450 to make $4,000 on is fewer. There's fewer eyeballs because they're looking at the NVIDIAs of the world, right?
Boring products can make you rich.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. Over and over and over. And I'm going to show you another boring category that's amazing right now. And that's rugs. This category is because the same kind of thing. Nobody pays attention to it because it's like, well, I don't want to sell rugs. But we might have talked about this on the show before.
It's not a product you think about.
No,
right?
It's not.
It kind of reminds me of what you say about electronics, like avoid because everything on them can break. It's the thing that's top of mind, right? Oh, I have an iPhone. Everyone has an iPhone. I'm going to flip iPhones. No. What are you not thinking about? The thing under your feet.
Yes.
The rug that you replace every 8 years, right?
Yeah.
That's what you should be buying.
That's right. So you really need to know your local market. In some areas, people have carpet in their houses, most people, and so rugs are not that great. But other places, everybody has tile or wood floors or whatever, and carpets are very popular. What also makes them very popular is that these higher end brands like Ruggable, they created a system to take the backing off the rug so you could throw the rug in the washer. Big deal. That changed everything. And they sell the rugs for like $500. So when you look at this category, you have, and these auctions just closed. So this when I pulled them up an hour ago, they were just closing. So these are the real final numbers. Here's 8,847 worth of rugs for $500. So 6% of the Costco. These are Costco rugs, Costco price. This one, 10,600 sold for $200. 1.89% of the Costco price. Okay. That's 67 units. So it doesn't take much to make money on this product. And it's great because when you get these things, you're going to roll them out. These are customer returns. You're going to run a vacuum on them, but you're not going to do anything until you set up your iPhone and time lapse and showing you vacuuming it. Some of them, you might even have to steam clean it. You're going to show them doing that as well. And that is the first thing people are going to see when they're scrolling through Facebook Marketplace. They're going to see your stuff. They're going to see your time lapse stuff, just like your stump grinding stuff. It stops the scroll. You want to find that stuff that stops the scroll. And this category can be very profitable, mainly because it's so inexpensive to buy, because you're buying for less than 5% of the Costco price, which is already discounted. And so when you want to do the research, you jump into Facebook Marketplace. So I look for stuff like this, because this is a stock photo. Okay. Oh, 8x10, washable, non-slip rug. And I go and look at the seller, and this woman here has 76 feedbacks. I'm like, okay, so she's selling. So
she knows what she's doing.
She knows she's selling. So then I bring up her profile. Kind of looks like a mugshot. And then I want to go look at what she's got. This is what she's selling now. Lots of rugs, $60, $70. But I also really want to look at what sold out. I've
never done this before. I've never gone to like the seller's page. Is that new or am I just outdated here?
I don't know if it's new. I've always done it. And then you scrape it. I use Instant Data Scraper and I scrape this. And so you're creating the market. So she hasn't sold a rug. This is a rug, $20, 5x8. It's an outdoor rug. This is, patio rug, but there's one $60. I mean, and she's got all kinds of other stuff here. I know she's selling returns. So I can sense it. A hallway runner, $25. So you're buying those rugs at, what is this? This is $2.99, $3.
$2.99 for a rug.
Yeah, for 67 units. You bought $11,000 worth of rugs for $200. This one here is $6 per unit. $8,000 for $624. Right. So let's just say you're under $10 per rug. Well under, but be conservative. And the big ones, but you see what they sell. Here's $50 for a 6x9. 8x10s are the most popular. Here's 30. Here's this kind of stuff. But you don't have to make a big investment. And this is your proof. And if this was your town, your city, your hyper local market, this is how you find out what they're selling.
Yeah.
What's selling up here and who's doing it. And you could reach out and talk to this woman and ask her questions. But that's how you create the market. That's how you do it. And then like I mentioned, use Instant Data Scraper to scrape that data off. You make a spreadsheet, you build it out that way. So I love that concept. Boring products, man, make you rich.
Oh, man. That's so good.
And so this guy, Joe, he's awesome. He started with nothing. That's his first pallet he ever bought of pressure washers. He invested $1,050. He took him this was his first deal he ever bought earlier this year. Over 13 days, he made $1,200 net profit, just without knowing anything. Didn't know anything. As he started to grow, he started buying more. Joe has sold over 700 pressure washers so far this year.
In Sacramento?
Yep. Because he figured out, he partnered with a couple of guys to help him with repairs. And he figured out what was going on. These are his sales. Here we go. He started with nothing, up. In August, he had a hard time getting inventory, or maybe he went on vacation, whatever. And now he's back up in October. So this is almost 17. And I think I have a screenshot. He did $17,300 in sales this month in October. This is because we're rolling in November. Last 3 months, he's done $42,000. He started.
Oh my gosh.
Go back. He spent $1,000 and bought this pallet and figured out this game. And he's just leaning into it. And now he's selling other stuff. He bought a truckload of patio furniture. And so, but he only spent, the truckload was like $5,000. And so he sold that truckload. He was in the black within less than 2 days, 36 hours of receiving it. He was in the black and turned and flipped it. Now he's selling all kinds of stuff, So that's the roadmap here, the runway. Start small, make some mistakes, figure it out. What do you like to sell? I don't want to sell rugs. Okay, what else is next? Sell Blackstones, whatever you want. I think it's terrific.
It seems like there's nothing too niche. Like, could you imagine someone saying, like, what do you do for a living? I'm an optometrist. What about you? I own a restaurant. What about you? I sell pressure washers in Sacramento.
Yeah.
Like, what? Used, sometimes needing to be repaired. Like,
absolutely.
What? Yeah, I make $15,000 a month selling used pressure washers only to people that live in Sacramento.
Yeah.
Like, what?
And I work like 2 hours a day. And I have my kids, and I go to every sporting event, and I never miss anything, and my kids are helping me in this. Yes, it's amazing. It mentally, that's a big struggle, as you mentioned that, because people want to be defined, right? That's why when people say, what do you do? When I was younger, I was like, I don't know. How do I tell this guy, what I do? Because I do all this crazy stuff. And it didn't matter that I might have made more money than him. I felt inferior because I didn't have this label, but now I know that it's better not to be, be hard to define. It's better. So I just say, I own some small businesses. That's what I always say.
Yeah.
And then if I meet somebody like you, then you just dive deep and go,
fast
by
friends.
the way. Yeah. So this is another one. This auction ends in 3 minutes as we're recording this.
This is the right time to buy exercise equipment.
Absolutely.
January 1st coming up.
January's coming up. This is a truckload. It's 15 units. So that means they're putting each unit on a pallet because they're, they want to protect it. Customer returns from Costco, about $16,000 worth of exercise equipment. It says used good. So they're good customer returns. The bid's at $276 right now.
And it ends in 2 minutes?
It ends in 3 minutes and 10 seconds. And no one else is going to bid. It's going to sell.
We're going to see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Let's see.
And now there's freight, a whole truckload. So just to get this to me is like $2,600. So that's your real cost, right? So
where's it coming from? Ontario, Canada?
Ontario, California.
So LA.
Yeah.
I said Canada. I meant.
Yeah. But they're all over the US. So you want to buy near you to try to save on, because that's actually a pretty good rate for 15 pallets for $2,600. But so you have 15 units. So you're into it for what? Because I don't do math in public.
$200 each?
2,603, plus 276. So 2,879 divided by 15, $190, $191. Well, so this is real important too. You want to always have a manifest. They tell you exactly what you're going to get. Look, this Nordic Track treadmill is $2,500. That's a Costco price. Other stores sell it for more. Nordic Track price sells it for $3,000. This is his ProForm trainer. It's $1,400. There's nothing on this list less than $600. $2,500, $1,400, $1,200, $1,000. Most of them are $1,000, $899, $699. So, you're going to get some stuff that's broken. There's no doubt. A lot of people mess the stuff, or they're heavy and it gets kind of broken. But how many items do you have to sell to get your $2,800 back? 1, 2?
I just went to Facebook Marketplace in DFW, typed in Costco Nordic Track, and they're going from $700 to $900 on Facebook Marketplace used.
Yeah, I love it. And here, you get to look. The other thing that's really nice is with Costco, especially, they have pictures of every single thing, and they're labeled 4 of 15, 5. So you can, zoom in on these photos to get some condition information. And I go and I do these coaching sessions all the time where I point out, don't buy this load because of this. See how they stack that? That's not good. See the dining room table? They stack that upside down and all the chairs on top of it? the top is going to be scratched, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, but if it's in the box, it's different. In the box is great. It's protected.
Quick question. What if there were a private community out there of people that were building businesses based on this podcast? Well, I just made it. And it's only for business starters and business builders. It's called TK Owners. And it's basically like having me and 100 other business geniuses as your business partner. Also, there's going to be exclusive new trends, growth hacks, business ideas, and a database of everything I've ever talked about. You'll find thousands of startup case studies. You'll have weekly Ask Me Anythings with me while I'll answer your questions directly. You can join now at tkowners.com, link in the show notes.
So you can look at each of these items, see if there's stuff hanging off them or whatever. But now's the time to buy. It's November.
Yeah.
You hang out. By the time you get it, it's going to be late November, early December. And in January hits, man, everybody going to want to buy a treadmill, right?
Yep.
So I love these deals. It's not one of my favorite categories because it's so heavy and big and kind of wonky to get around. But we have people, selling them all the time in there. So I'm kind of reassessing let's go talk about the gold and we'll come back to that thing. So the gold this is 43 1-ounce gold bars. Township back east has it. And so they're selling this stuff. There's the 43 of these. They've had them inspected. It's still got 5 days. It's sitting at 150. Started at I think 40 grand or something like that. No, it was 19,000. And when I sent it to you a few days ago. So it's kind of peaked out here because I don't know anything about gold, but from what I hear, there's still maybe 15 grand profit in it, something like that.
How many bars are there?
43 1-ounce bars.
So as of today, that's 168 grand worth, but you'd probably only get 160 for it, 162.
Yeah. So I don't know how you make this deal work because there's a buyer's fee on it as well, right? So you're going to pay another 5%. So that's, $7,500.
This is a good example of an efficient market.
Yes,
because there's a set market price for this. It's very liquidatable.
Yes. Yep.
Very liquid.
And someone has an unfair advantage that is going to win these, or someone's going to be bidding with emotion, which is a big mistake. You should be,
I'm actually putting out an episode here soon about flipping gold from Costco.
Yeah.
And I picked the guy's brain at Costco about it because he was very open. So I just kept going.
Yeah.
Isn't that the best when you're
love it.
digging for info and they're just happy to oblige? He said that a lot of their buyers are people that make custom jewelry and they're people that are using the gold to build their own stuff.
Genius. And it's cheaper to buy that from them, I'm sure, right? Than to try to get specialized
Costco is the cheapest gold supply, basically.
Of course they are. And a hot dog.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I love it.
I bought my gold at self checkout, by the way.
Oh, you did? That's the best, dude.
They give you a ticket.
That's
and then you scan the ticket at self checkout, and then they give you a bar of gold, and you walk out and you show the lady at the door.
That's perfect. I love it. I love it. I love Costco. It wouldn't be a talk without talking about a helicopter. Without talking about this Black Hawk, right? And
obviously,
yes. So these are GSA auctions, government services. They were shut down for a little while, but now they're back because of the shutdown.
Why were they shut down?
The government shut down. But
so this is a government website, unlike GovDeals,
yes,
which is a privately owned company. This is the government that
you are buying from the federal government right now. The General Service Administration handles all buying and selling of everything. This is an amazing site to go to. You can buy houses up here. We looked at that lighthouse on the island last time.
I remember. It was 100 acres or something.
It was I don't know how many acres, but it was so cheap. It was ridiculous. It was a private island with a 1,700 square foot house on it that sold for $300 grand. It was stupid.
Yeah.
But anyway, they've just put this Black Hawk up here. The starting bid is $500,000, which could be the best deal in the world. On what I love about it is right now they only have a couple of pictures, but I think it's complete. They give you the Sikorsky thing, the model number, VIN number, all that kind of stuff. I love these sales. These are great. I think it's amazing. You can go and inspect it. There's all kinds of aircraft information records to download in this place. But these places are amazing. And I highly recommend that you start hanging out here. These are the hulls, which I think are great Airbnbs. There's some more aircraft. There's MREs, always meals ready to eat. If you have connections in South America, it's amazing. Could be an amazing opportunity. Bottled water. If you want to buy pallets of bottled water, boring items can make you rich. $150.
How much are these? 150 for a pallet?
Let's see how many pieces it is. Wait, I think it's more. It is 2,000 bottles. 1,920 bottles. $150.
What would you even do with that?
I have no idea. Sell it in my store. If I had a retail store, if like we talked about before, if you're an hour away from a Costco, you should be selling Costco stuff. And like Jim Rowe, he's 90 minutes from a Costco and he sells toilet paper and bottled water because people come in every week to get it. And it's so he's like, I don't make any money on that stuff, but I just get them in the store. They buy bottled water, toilet paper, paper towels. He's like, I sell it the same price Costco does. And I just bring it in. It gets them in the store.
Wow.
So that's what I would be doing with this stuff.
So Jim has a retail store then?
He does. It's called the Bargain Shop.
Okay.
Yeah. He took over. Another guy started with nothing. Within a year, started in a self-storage, then went to a tow truck place that he rented month to month. And now he's in a 6,000 square foot former Sears location. He does $3,000 to $5,000 a day. And, yep. And he's trying to make $1,000 700 times so he can buy a $700,000 yacht. Oh,
yeah. I remember that guy. He's on Twitter, right?
Yeah. Yeah. He's all these guys around there. I'm like, hey, come over here. Start posting this stuff. Everybody loves it. But it's awesome. You can have a lot of fun. There's a bunch of great people involved in it and come do it. We've talked about Advanced Auto before. What happened was Pep Boys bought them. So whenever you hear things about one company buying another, you always want to connect with that. Like when Dick's Sporting Goods bought Foot Locker. So they're blowing out massive amounts of shoes that Foot Locker hoarded for years because it helped their quarterlies look better. But then they run out of cash, right? And then they got all this inventory. So Dick's is like, now we got to flood this out. That's the opportunity. Same with Pep Boys bought Advanced Auto. This is a truckload right here. It's 9,833 units, brand new product. The retail price, the price that Advanced Auto Parts sold it for was $117,441. Okay. I watched this close. I don't have the snapshot because they don't show it afterwards, but this whole load sold for $1,650, 17 cents per item out of this 9,000. And I can't access the list anymore because this was a few days ago. The manifest was all these specialty parts, everything at least $100 value. So when I say that their biggest problem is they have to get rid of it, that's true because this happens every other day. Advanced Auto has this product that they're selling. There's one up there now. If I just go back up to B stock and I search, there's this one right here. This is 185,000 worth. There's a generator, commercial shop equipment, all kinds of stuff, tools, everything, auto parts. The bid is at $9,200. So that's $2.60 per unit. And there's 22 hours left. So they wouldn't be putting this stuff up here, letting it sell for nothing if they didn't have a better way to do it. These are some of the smartest people in the world when it comes to buying and selling product. So you have to shift the mindset to, I'm solving a problem for them. How do I add value to my customer? And if you want to make extra money, this is the easiest way, in my opinion, to make extra money, where you're starting with free couches or getting all the way up to buying truckloads of auto parts and generators and whatever it is. But I still love that. The way you try to sell this stuff is the treasure hunt is the best way to sell it. It's like, wow, I don't really like to sell. So you want to share the opportunity. It's like, wow, I got all this stuff. It's amazing. I have these Blackstone grills I could sell for half price. Does that interest you? And people are like, heck yeah, it interests me. I want to buy this stuff. How do I get it? And then you cut them in on it. And so one of the first things you do if you're selling in your garage is you get your neighbors involved so they feel good about trucks showing up in front of your place. So everybody gets a deal in your neighborhood. Everybody gets $100 Blackstone. Everybody buys stuff for their kids. The kids get free stuff. You become the hero in your community, not the guy that everybody's mad at because a truck shows up at 7 a.m. That's part of the strategy. So,
Shannon, you've outdone yourself.
I love shopping at this stuff. I'm going to go buy some parking meters.
You should. I
always great to get together. Oh, I'm losing my voice. I get so excited about talking about this stuff. But if you want to learn more, shannonjean.com/auctions. You can download. I have a free auction starter guide. And I'll give you every link to every auction we talked about today. I have a $5 mastermind. We've got about 1,800 people in there. So come hang out. It's only $5. You can learn everything you want to know about being a reseller, and then you can turn around and help other people that are changing their life too. It's fun. You have a great time.
Beautiful.
Awesome, man.
All right. Thank you, Shannon.
Yeah. Thank you, Chris. Always fun.
All right. What'd you think? Please share it with a friend, and we'll see you next time on the Koerner Office.